Hello, hello. Hello, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am pouring a bit more of my spiritual coffee. Can you see me? Can you hear me? Hi, Britt. Welcome. So I'm just settling in here. Hello, Nancy. Just checking everything. Looking good. Hi, Andrea. Hi, E.G. Hi, Suze. So, however you're arriving, hello, Rochelle. How are you doing? You are all welcome here. However you're showing up, whatever's happening for you, and trusting that this session is finding you at the perfect time, and that we will be practicing some techniques that whatever is going on for you, that you will find some relief in this present moment for any form of suffering, any form of stress, tension, suffering that you may be up against right now. So that's my intention. Hello, Sarah. So I was just pulling up what I'm going to be using here today. Excuse me. So wait a minute, I don't like what's happening in my internet. Okay, just finding things. Here we go. Okay. So I know many of you personally, so glad to see all of you. I know many of you virtually, and so welcome to all of you, however you are joining, wherever you're joining from. And if you are new or returning and you care to say hello, please introduce yourself. Sarah, wow, 3 teeth removed. Hi, Carmen. So let's just take a pause, because we've all just come out of an experience to come here. You have had to have an intention to join into this session right now. So there has been a transition that has taken place from whatever was happening 4 minutes ago to here and now in this moment. And so let's just take a pause and gather ourselves, gather our energy. You can do this with eyes closed or open. But let's orient ourselves into this now moment. What is happening here and now in this moment, without thoughts, without stories, being with the breath, being in the body, being with the body. Maybe even bringing some sound, a sigh, Is there anyone here that's feeling like activated, emotionally dysregulated? You don't have to share, but if that is you, then I'm going to bring in this very simple and very powerful. Do not underestimate the power of this extremely simple practice. So, Britt, I hear you on that. So this is for you and anyone else, Sarah. So it's just breathing in and breathing in a little bit deep. And when you exhale, you purse your lips as if you're, and you want to slow down and allow that exhale to move through your pursed lips slowly, mindfully, with presence. And you can see when you do that how long the exhale takes. And you can see when you do that that mindfulness is required, because you're doing something very mindfully and present that requires your attention and focus. So if anyone's feeling super activated, there's anxiety or even higher levels of activation in the nervous system, just doing this a handful of times can start to bring the nervous system down. Let's see. Welcome, Julie. So let me know how that is for you. Don't drink coffee if you're in that state, like I'm doing. Blessed coffee. So to take a pause here to introduce myself, if you are new to me, new to my lives, I'm Natalie, a spiritual life coach, Reiki master teacher, and intuitive. So in my life coaching, what spiritual life coaching means is I incorporate basically everything you hear me talk about, all of the things, all of the topics, all of the areas of life, whatever's up for you. I use a spiritual mindset to support clients to be with life. In AA, we say life on life's terms, right? So in my work with clients one-on-one, I use all of my own, knowledge from all of my own growth and journey and practices and learnings and teachings to bring whatever is in the moment, whatever's coming up, whatever the client wants to bring to our sessions. I use my intuition, guidance. It's a co-creation, and to help shift mindsets, shift perceptions, bring clarity, insights, energy work, healing, transformation. A powerful conversation can change your life. Has anybody ever experienced that a conversation has shifted your perception or opened you up to new possibilities that has led to a change in your life? So it's a very powerful place and space to be. So I love that my soul has created this opportunity to be able to facilitate and support and be with others in this way. Hi, Marie. Glad to see you here. So you've experienced that. Amazing. So, hello Mishi. So please follow me here if you don't already on Insight Timer, however you're joining, from wherever you're joining from. I do double stream now, and you can catch replays of this live if you have to leave or miss it or want to revisit it. So I'm super happy about that. Please give a donation here through the app if you feel called to do so. It's appreciated. Welcome, Liz. I love your beautiful intentions that you always bring when you join in. So, one bit of exciting news I want to share, and please join my group here, Natalie's Healing Circle, in Insight Timer. I make announcements and updates, and we can share in there. There's a chat if you want to connect deeper with others, if you want to post in there. I am in the middle of creating an amazing, powerful new offering called Truth Excavation Meditation. So many of you have experienced and benefited from the powerful truth excavation sessions that I offer. And sometimes I will offer those free. I'm trying to think of a nicer word to say, or a more flowery word, but complimentary. And I'll go ahead and do that now. So if you haven't received a session with me before, I would love to extend that to you. If you feel called to excavate deep inner truths within yourself and see how that can transform your life, reach out, send me a message. So, and also I am creating a meditation that I'm going to offer on my premium Insight Timer platform. Those who subscribe to premium will be able to access that meditation, and I'm also offering it one on if you are not a premium subscriber and you don't want to do that at this time, send me a private message. I am growing my email list, so for you, if you want to access to that meditation, send me your email. I'll add you to my list, and then as a gift to you, I will send you that truth excavation meditation. So that just came out of nowhere last week. I'd never thought of offering that before. I love how the universe works. So it's been an amazing, fun process to create that, and I'm going to be recording it soon. I'm still, I don't think I've ever put this much effort into one of my recorded guided meditations. So I'm super excited about that. Awesome, Marie. Excuse me. Thank you, Suze. So let's get into the EFT, what we're going to be doing here today, and we're going to jump in. I know many of you have done this here in our live streams before, possibly with me one-on-one. And we have focused on doing Faster EFT in the past, and I have video of one or two, or now I have live stream replays on my YouTube channel. I also have a Faster EFT video up you can check out there. Today, what I want to do is another modified EFT version that I've done here before, but not exclusively, and this one is called BiLateral EFT. My ancestral clearing teacher, John Newton, who I've learned from how to do the powerful ancestral clearing work that I do, he has created this BiLateral EFT technique, and so we're going to do that. So I know some of you have experienced this before, but I know last time, and most times we do the faster one because it's faster and we can do more rounds, and people like things happening quick, which EFT, even general EFT, is still fast. Faster EFT is only 4 points. You really can't get much faster than that. But it's still quick, but it's a little bit longer. So is there anybody here who has no idea what I'm talking about before we dive deeper? Does anybody here like not know what EFT is? That it feels like I'm speaking a foreign language right now? Please speak up. If not, I'm gonna skip over the very, very basics. If you already know, yeah, and it does work. That's why it's been around for so long. And before we do go into this bilateral EFT practice, I am going to share with you a powerful, and it is fast, process called the gamut point process. Does anybody know of this one? I first discovered this in a YouTube, video search about EFT a few years ago. So if there is anybody here, I know at least one person that said they were pretty activated right now. Yes, gamut point, G-A-M-U-T point process. So this is a great pattern interrupt as well. So I'm gonna pull, I know it, but I just want to make sure I know it. So the gamut point is a point, and I've shown you this point before. My understanding is it's only on the right hand. I could be wrong about that, but I'm just going to stick with what I believe that I remember about that. So the gamut point is about 1 centimeter or 1/2 inch towards your wrist in the area between the ring and pinky finger. So between these, the 3rd and 4th fingers, there's an indentation here, and this is the gamut point. So is anybody having trouble finding that? No? Okay. So you're going to continuously tap this point this entire process. And you don't have to hold your hand up like this, but I'm just doing that. So I'm going to tell you what it is, and then we're going to do it. So what you're going to do is close your eyes, open your eyes, and then have your eyes look down hard to the right. And then your eyes down hard to the left. And then you're going to roll your eyes in a clockwise circle all the way around. And then you're going to do the opposite in a counterclockwise circle. And then hum 5 seconds of row, row, row your boat. Or you can do happy birthday or just something just super simple. And then you want to count rapidly from 1 to 5, and then hum 5 seconds of row, row, row your boat again. So it's a lot of little practices here, but this is like a pattern interrupt if you're super stressed or activated right now. So you don't have to remember anything I just said. Just follow along with me as we do this, and I'll tell you what to do. Close your eyes, open your eyes. Eyes looking hard down to the right, eyes looking hard down to the left. Now roll your eyes in a clockwise circle starting from 12 o'clock, and then the opposite, counterclockwise. Make sure your eyes are hitting all of the points in between. Hum 5 seconds of row, row, row your boat. Count rapidly from 1 to 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Hum 5 seconds again. So, there it is. So that is one round of the gamut point process. So does anyone have questions, comments, want to share that? If you want that, you can find out about it by doing a search. If you want me to share those with you, just send me a private message and I'm happy to do that. So maybe doing that one time might be beneficial for you. Maybe it might take a number of times. But do you see how that, like, you have to be engaged doing that? Aside from whatever else is going on around, you know, the actual science of why that works with the eye rolls and the humming and the counting. But do you see how it's basically a pattern interrupt. You can't really be off thinking about anything else while you're doing that. And you can find out more about the science and what it is and why it works if you choose. So, yeah. So, I mean, it is a bit strange, but hey, do you want relief? Then try it. Why not? And this is not something likely you're going to be doing in public, like with people watching you, but maybe not. Okay, so, and I think it's important to note too, you really want to like feel the stretch of the eyes and keeping your head in place. And I know we've done vagus nerve release exercises here before. And I imagine it has something to do with that. You know, with the vagus nerve release, you're keeping your head in place and you're having your eyes look as far as they can to one side or another. So make sure you're like feeling a stretch as you look down, you know, look down hard to the right and left and doing the eye rolls. So let's move on to the bilateral EFT process. So what I want you to do, if you've joined in before, you kind of know what to do. Even if you don't worry, I've got you. You want to think of something that upsets you or bothers you that you can handle looking at and working with right now. Okay, we're not one-on-one. You know, we're in this group. There's many people here, so be discerning on the issue that you choose to work with right now. Just check in and say, you know, can I handle looking at this, working with this right now, and choose accordingly. So I'm pulling up my list here. So the issue to be addressed, whatever it may be, okay? I'm just going to leave that super general. You don't have to share anything in this session if you don't want to. It may be helpful to others, you know, so engage to the level of your comfortability. You don't have to say a word and you can still participate and benefit in this process. So you want to check in with your body and ask yourself, where do you feel the discomfort in the body? Now, some of you may have like a craving. This process is amazing for addiction, cravings, withdrawal, and you know that could be about a person, it could be about a behavior, it could be about a substance or a food or anything, or it could be physical pain. I mean, it could literally be anything. So whatever that is for you, where do you feel the emotional, physical discomfort or craving in the body, and then what is the level of intensity from 1 to 10 of the issue, the craving, or the emotion. And so you can just discern that for yourself and give it a rating, and you can share however you like or not at all. So once you do that part, first I'm going to go over the points, and you don't have to remember them, and I'm going to do it with you, so don't worry. But first we're going to do the karate chop point, and I've done this with you before. It's the outside of the hands, and you want to continually tap these points And so this is where, when I do this one-on-one with clients, of course, it's better because we can be specific with one person and one issue. Here in the group, there's many people with many things, so I just get to go with the flow on that. So basically, you get to fill in the blank about whatever the issue is for you. And so you want to, as you tap this karate chop point continually, you will say out loud or silently. Out loud's best if you can, but you don't have to. Even though I feel blank. So even though I feel, and you want to name the issue, the craving, the emotion, the pain, even though I feel blank in my blank, and then you want to give the locations of the sensations, I accept this is what I feel. So even though I feel pain in my heart, I accept this is what I feel. Even though I feel anger in my chest, I accept this is what I feel. Even though I feel overwhelm in my gut, I accept this is what I feel. Even though I feel pain in my lower back. Okay, so does everybody got that? So that's how it's called loading. We're gonna load the issue in that way. Awesome, glad to hear that. Hey, Jesse. So just jump in, if you are just joining, and also remember to now, you can access this later at any time. Just reach out if you want the details on that. So that's called loading, what we're doing here. And then you're going to tap about 7 times on each of the points that I'm about to take you through. Now, this is quite different from the Faster EFT that I usually do. As we tap on each point, and we're going to do a back and forth. We're not doing down one side and then the other. We're doing a back and forth with this. That's why bilateral. So you're going to tap 7 times, and you're going to say, this anger, this pain, this sadness, this overwhelm, whatever it is for you, right? So this is where you get to adapt it for your own as we go through the points. Now, we're going to do like 1 or 2 whole rounds, and then we're going to pause. What you may notice when you are tapping and saying or thinking, and saying it is best, but thinking it's fine too, this anger, this craving, this sadness, you might notice other thoughts bubbling up. You may have emotions that start releasing. You may, if you're dealing with a physical thing, you may notice a shift in it, or even emotional. It might shift. Anger might turn to sadness. You might suddenly feel like this anger, you don't feel angry anymore, now you feel sad. So then you would say this sadness, or you might even say, I hate you, or I hate this, or I'm so sad, or it could be any sort of a statement. It might change during the tapping, and so you can go with that. And just trust that process. So does anybody have any questions about that? So this is an alternative process, and that's why I'm offering it, because why not? Some people might love this. It might be more effective. And I wanted to change it up. So sometimes I do Faster EFT and this bilateral EFT in one session, and today I'm doing this, so hope you enjoy. Hi, Lisa Nanda. So is everybody ready? And again, if you want these points, if you want to know, deeper about this, just send me a private message here through Insight Timer. Yeah. So we're jumping right in, Lisa Nanda, so you can just follow along. right here and now as we do this. So we're going to go back to the karate point. So you've got your issue, and we're going to start. Even though I feel blank in my blank, I accept this is what I feel. So fill in the blanks for you. We're going to start on the eyebrow. And I'm just going to change up the words to give you ideas for whatever, because everyone's going to be dealing with something different. This anger. This anger. This sadness. This overwhelm. This sensation. This pain, this fear, this anxiety, this sadness, this overwhelm, this fear, this anger. The next points are in the back where the neck cords meet the skull. This anger. This craving. This upset. This pain. And like I said, you may have phrases that want to come up and out. And now we're going to do under the arm at the bra strap point, and then after that under the breast near where the ribs end. So I don't know if you can see. This anger, this anxiety, this overwhelm, this sadness, and then the last point at the top of the head. This fear. So that's one whole round. So just follow along, do your best, let go of any judgment. If judgment or anything's at the forefront of your mind, you can throw that in. Why not? So we're going to do another round. This sensation. And so this time I'm going to just say this sensation, this pain, this emotion, so that it can be general for everyone. This emotion, this sensation, this pain, this issue, this stress, this anger, this problem, this emotion, this pain, this condition, this craving, this sensation, this emotion, this feeling, this condition, this sensation, this problem, this issue, this pain, this emotion. Okay, so just pausing here. Now, when you think about whatever the thing is you're tapping on, what is the 0 to 10 level of intensity now? And you don't have to answer, but just checking in. Is it bigger, smaller, or different? I love to ask. it may, like I said, anger may turn to sadness. If maybe you're tapping on a migraine or some pain, it might suddenly move, or it might get bigger. It might move, all of a sudden there's some crazy feeling in your foot that wasn't there before. Anything and everything could happen here. You might suddenly have, your mind might suddenly start saying, I hate them, or this is crazy, or, anything might come up. So trusting that. So great, some relief. That's amazing. So if we look at like 0 to 10 being a percentage scale, 100%, if somebody, and thank you for sharing, Britt, somebody's at a 10, that's 100%. To come down to an 8, that's 80%. That's a 20% difference in like 2 minutes. So acknowledging the power of this. So now, another question you can ask, so I want you to check back in. Is it bigger, smaller, different? Is it less in intensity? Or is there a new angle or a point of view on it? And again, in a one-on-one session, we can, I can work with you specifically on that. So like I said, the idea about anger now feels like it's sad. So now we're going to tap again. We're going to do a few more rounds again. When we said this sensation, this pain, this emotion, now we're going to say, even though I have this remaining blank, I accept this is what I feel. Even though I have this remaining overwhelmed grief, pain, sadness, anxiety, terror, stress, pain, aching, I accept this is what I feel. And then we're going to say this remaining blank, whatever remains, and go with the flow if there's other phrases that come up around that. So, any questions or comments before we continue? Hello, Lamanalasina. I know I did not pronounce that right. And before we continue, if you are new and joining, would love for you to follow me here. If you care to give a donation, that's always appreciated. Okay, so Sue's 10 to a 7, celebrating that. Okay, here we go. Just pulling this back up. So we're going to do the karate chop point again. Even though I have this remaining sensation, even though I have this remaining emotion, you be specific. I accept this is what I feel. Even though I have this remaining blank, I accept this is what I feel. And remember to go back and forth. This remaining sensation, this remaining pain, this remaining sensation, this remaining emotion, this remaining issue, this remaining craving, this remaining emotion, this remaining sensation, this remaining problem, this remaining craving, this remaining pain, this remaining issue, this remaining sensation, this remaining problem, this remaining emotion, this remaining craving, this remaining problem, this remaining sensation, this remaining emotion, this remaining stress, this remaining issue. And we'll continue again. This remaining problem, and you might say, have I statements. I hate this. I'm so sad. I'm overwhelmed. This overwhelm. I can't believe this. So I'm just giving examples here. Or you may just keep saying this remaining sensation, this remaining upset, this remaining pain, this remaining headache, if it's specific, this remaining sensation, this remaining stress, this remaining problem, this remaining sensation. Don't forget to breathe. This remaining issue, this remaining problem, this remaining overwhelm, this remaining pain, this remaining craving, this remaining sensation, this remaining emotion, this remaining pain. So just pause. Breathe, feel into the body. So when you think about this, what thing you're tapping on, what is the 0 to 10 of intensity now? Is it less? Is it bigger? Is it smaller? Is it different? Is there a new angle or point of view on it? So you don't have to answer, consider that for yourself if you care to share. If you care to give the number that it's moved to. So yes, this is amazing. Sue's changed, grief came up, tears were released. So if that happens, that's great. If not, that's fine too. Britt also released tears. This is amazing and what to celebrate. Because what happens is if we're in fight, flight, freeze, fawn, fear, when tears release as a result of this process, it's helping these energies to move, things to release so we can get to these deeper levels. Some of you may yawn like me. Hiccups, Nancy, that is amazing. Like the yawning for me, that's what my body does when it's releasing or moving energy or clearing. Some people get hiccups, some people get stomach growling when they're not hungry. You might, feel like all of a sudden, oh my gosh, I've got to stretch so much and I don't know why. You may feel like Yeah, totally, Nancy. I don't like the word normal, but it's common. So just no judgment. Be with what's here. Trust this process. Trust the unfolding. You might suddenly feel like you're so tired you can't keep your eyes open, or energized. So any sort of reaction or response is common, is acceptable, is okay. So we'll take a pause here and just, I'd like to, if you care to share, what's your experience of that process? Especially if you come here often and you've experienced the Faster EFT. What do you prefer? What do you like? What do you don't like? If you do other sorts of tapping, what's your experience with this one? If you want to compare it to the Faster EFT, do you have a preference? And actually, I am going to, okay, you like them all, amazing. I love I feel like soothed is the word that comes. The tapping points, I feel like even just that sensation brings the nervous system into, parasympathetic, brings the nervous system down into more relaxation. Exactly, the tapping itself is comforting. So I'm going to take a 1-minute bathroom break. Invite anybody to do the same. And when we come back, we're going to do a few minutes of Reiki and close with ancestral clearing for the remainder of our session. So pause and get ready for that. I'll be right back. Okay. So, any questions, comments? Anyone want to share anything else about that? And I would love your feedback too, so I can know what's helpful moving forward and scheduling more lives if you enjoyed this, if you prefer the other way in this session. And also, if you want to go deeper, if you want to get specific one-on-one, reach out, schedule a one-on-one with me about doing this process or anything else that I offer. And don't forget to give me a follow here. I'm almost at 3,000 followers. That's a huge milestone. So would appreciate your support in helping me reach that. And it's just, the more I grow, the more I can serve, the more people I can reach, and the more, these ripples of change and transformation and growth and expansion and healing and all these good, wonderful energies and intentions and transformations can ripple outward. And, we're all rising together here. So thank you so much. And if you care to donate here as well through the app, that is appreciated. Thank you, Marie. Thank you. I love, I know I've seen you share my lives on your story before, and really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Yes. Spreading the love. So one of my favorite sayings is, we rise by lifting others. And not that anyone needs lifted by somebody else, but just, I love that. And I love the idea of like, all boats rise. When the whole level of the the water rises, we all rise together. So I'm very grateful for all of you here, for Insight Timer. Profoundly grateful. And before we dive into the remaining Reiki and clearing, I have just a personal announcement. I know many of you in that way. I am going back to Thailand in 6 weeks. So that has been decided. So excited about that. And my friend who I mentioned in the live the other day is going with me. So my friend, her name's Alicia Bliss. She is a teacher here on Insight Timer as a result of us working together. She's an amazing practitioner herself, and so she is a teacher now on Insight Timer. Give her a follow. She's amazing, and we're going to be doing a live together. She's going to be landing here in Bali in a few weeks. We're going to be traveling around together. It's her first time here, and so we're going to do a live because we're both going to be in this space together. So stay tuned for that when it's scheduled. All right, so we're going to dive into a few minutes. Thank you of Reiki and Ancestral Clearing to close out the session today. I know many of you are going through many things that are challenging, and so may this whole entire session and everything I do and here and now offer you peace, healing, support, purification, nourishment, cleansing, balancing, and relief from suffering. That's my intention for you right now. Okay, my glasses are off. Thank you, Marie. So closing the eyes. Bringing your own intention to the rest of this session. Calling in your spiritual team of support that's always here. Feeling them around you, supporting you, along with Source as well. I'm feeling powerful, loving energy moving, and knowing that you receive whatever is needed for your best and highest good, and that it's you and your higher self, your inner being, that pulls the energy toward you. So you draw it in according to yourself and your higher self. Infinite Creator, source of all that is, we love you. Thank you for loving us. We humbly ask that you open, bless, expand, lead, guide, and direct us into your perfect light, love, and life, and always, completely, now and forever, please and thank you. For every single being in this group or hearing this right now, for all of their family members, all of their relationships, all of their ancestors, and all of their relationships through all relevant time, space, and dimension. For all hurts, wrongs, judgments, and burdens, physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, sexual, and financial, through thought, word, or deed. Please help them all forgive their parents, grandparents, siblings, children, and grandchildren. Help them all forgive each other. Help them all forgive themselves, please and thank you. Help them all forgive their lovers, 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 spouses, spouses, lovers, and parents, lovers. Help them all forgive each other. Help them all forgive themselves, please and thank you. Help them all forgive their cousins, aunts, uncles, step-in-laws, hidden, secret, adopted, and all other significant people, beings, family members, role models, authority figures, and relationships. Help them all forgive each other. Help them all forgive themselves, please and thank you. For all suicide, incest, murder, rape, abortion, infidelity, and miscarriage through thought, word, or deed, please help them all forgive their parents, grandparents, siblings, children, and grandchildren. Help them all forgive each other. Help them all forgive themselves, please and thank you. Help them all forgive their lovers, 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 spouses, spouses, lovers, and parents, lovers. Help them all forgive each other. Help them all forgive themselves, please and thank you. Help them all forgive their cousins, aunts, uncles, step-in-laws, hidden, secret, adopted, and all other significant people, beings, and family members. Help them all forgive each other. Help them all forgive themselves, please and thank you. For all times they abandoned or were abandoned, emotionally, physically, or financially. For all times they weren't nurtured, loved, supported, and cherished, and times they didn't nurture, love, support, or cherish others or themselves. For all times anyone was inappropriate with them or they were inappropriate with others. For all sexual experiences they couldn't handle. For all times they didn't feel safe. Help them forgive all people forgive them. Help them all forgive themselves, please and thank you. For all times their boundaries weren't honored, and times they didn't honor others' boundaries. For all alcohol and drug abuse, mental illness, and the effects it had on them, especially children and spouses. For all times they felt they weren't enough, tried to earn or learn their value in family relationships and life. For all empathetic hurts and wrongs, and all that they made it mean about themselves, life, love, and family. For all let down in their lives and lineages. For the times they turned their back on the Creator God in all name and form. Help them forgive all people forgive them. Help them all forgive themselves, please and thank you. Infinite Creator, for the highest good, please lift out all weight, pain, burden, sin, death, debt, negativity, spells, hexes, curses, black magic, white magic, guilt, fear, shame, unworthiness, and limitation of all kind. Transform it into your love and let your love flow back in and through them, filling and giving them all complete peace. Now and forever, please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Please help them love and bless each other, love and bless themselves, be at peace with each other and at peace with themselves. Please and thank you, please and thank you, please and thank you. Feeling the powerful energies of this prayer move in through and around you, the healing, clearing, cleansing, purifying, nourishing, balancing, releasing that is taking place on all levels and all realms. Knowing there's nothing you have to do except be here now and receive. There's no doing. There's no performing, there's no proving, there's just allowing, surrendering, relaxing and releasing. So there's something here in my throat. Let me do a moment of clearing around this. Okay. That's a bit better. Wonderful, Suze. Glad to hear that. Hi, Michelle. Yeah, so I just did some clearing that came up there at the end around communication, around anywhere in the lineage where there was actual physical harm or death as a result of anything in the throat. Also clearing around any places where communication or lack thereof caused wounds and suffering, regrets. Yeah, so as I said in the beginning, if you missed it, I'm in the middle of creating a powerful guided journey of truth excavation. And there are elements about that within it, about, inviting you as the listener to look at where do you need to speak your truth, where have you held back, where have you been punished for speaking your truth, where have you regretted it, either not saying it or saying it. So if you're a premium Insight Timer member, you will get access to that when it is released. If you're not, and actually it will be available much faster directly through me. So if you want access to this truth excavation meditation journey, reach out, send me a message, follow me here on Insight Timer and everywhere else, and I will get that to you. It will be finished here shortly, so super excited about that. Thank you, thank you, thank you to everyone today. Is there anything else before we go? And if you want to give a last check-in around, checking in with yourself at the beginning of the session or whenever you joined, and the issue that you did the tapping on, and if you gave yourself a rating from 0 to 10, and just check back in and think, okay, how am I now compared to what I was in the beginning of the session? Just as information, just as a noticing. So if you are interested in the lives that I have, just check my schedule here in my teacher profile. You can see all of my offerings, Lisa. And if you do have a request for November's lives that you want to see me schedule, send me a message, reach out, join Natalie's Healing Circle here in Insight Timer. You can post it in there, ask questions, and yeah. So thank you for joining. See you all very, very soon for the next live. And yeah, thank you. Wonderful, wonderful. Loving you all. Be blessed. Namaste. And see you soon.